Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Carla. If you guys are new here, I make beauty, fashion, and lifestyle videos on this channel. So if that sounds like the videos that you'd like, hit that subscribe button down below and don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that I upload. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Carla Alexandra Official. It will also be linked down below because I post a lot of things that you won't see here on YouTube over there. So definitely check me out over there. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my easy brown winged liner. This can be done with any shade of eyeshadow that you want, but I don't use any like eyeliner. I just use eyeshadow, and I didn't really think it was necessary to make a separate video on how I do it, but I've gotten a few questions on how to do it, and you know, my take might be a little bit different than other people's, even though there's plenty of videos out on YouTube on how to do winged liner. I just figured, why not? Super simple, super easy. So let's just get started. Before we get into and dive into exactly how to do the winged liner, I think it's definitely important to make sure you have the right tools and also just the right eyeshadow to do it. I'm going to show you 3 of my favorites because I really think that the tools that you use are extremely important in making this look nice and smoky and sharp at the same time. So the first brush that I love to use is actually the one I prefer to use, and this is the NYX brow brush. Now I know that NYX makes a separate liner brush, but for some reason I really like to use this one. It's just shapes so well. You can kind of, when you wash it, you can kind of mold it to make it thinner, and that's what you want. You want a thinner liner brush, that way you have a little bit more control. If you want to do a little bit of a thicker wing, ELF has another liner brush. This is like their $2 brush. It's super affordable. This one's a little bit thicker and fluffier, so if you have a little bit, if you want to do a bit of a thicker wing, liner brushes like these are perfect because you get them done so fast and they cover more surface area. You will have a little bit more difficulty making the actual flick up, but nothing that concealer or makeup remover can't just fix and clean up. But this is a good alternative if you're looking for an inexpensive liner brush. I've had this one for forever, and it's the MAC 263 brush. This is pretty self-explanatory, but this one gets probably the most thin out of the other 2 brushes, and it's amazing. The bristles, I've had this forever, and it just doesn't fray, it doesn't do anything, and it's one of the best brushes. So if you definitely want to splurge on a liner brush, definitely the MAC 263 is where to go because it's an amazing brush and you can use it for a bunch of different things. So in terms of eyeshadow, I really just find a palette that has a nice shade of brown. I've been trying to find more of a cool tone brown recently, so if you guys have any recommendations for cool toned brown eyeshadows, leave it down below because a lot of palettes are very warm toned, but I'm going to show you some of my favorites that I like to use, but really any brown eyeshadow can work. The one that I actually prefer to use is in the Kylie Jenner palette. It's the bronze palette, and it's actually the shade Bronzite. I actually really love the shade of this brown. It's just a really nice pigmented blendable brown shade, and it's just pretty self-explanatory and standard. Another palette I really like to use is the Tarte Tartelette Flirt palette, and specifically I use the shade Snuggle. For a drugstore alternative, I really enjoy the Milani Gilded Nude eyeshadow palette, and specifically the shade And Chill, which is the one in the corner over here. And I love this shade too. This is a great drugstore alternative. I absolutely love this eyeshadow palette, and if you haven't checked it out yet, you definitely have to. It's more on the pricey side for a drugstore palette. It's about $20, but with the number of shades that you get and the quality of shades, it's definitely worth picking up, and it's one of my favorite palettes. So now that we've talked about my favorite brushes and also favorite eyeshadows that I like to use, we're just gonna zoom on in and get started. So please disregard the eyebrows. I'm trying out this new eyelash and brow serum, and I want to see how well it works, so I'm not trying to touch my brows. So it's clearly working something because they're just a little bit unruly, but this is this is what we're working with now. So I'm going to be using the Kylie Jenner palette, and I'm going to be using the shade Bronzite, which is this brown over here, which is what I showed you earlier. One of my tips is definitely to use some sort of setting spray or just water in a cup that intensifies the shade and makes it glide on a lot easier. I use any kind of setting spray or water. I'm going to just use this NYX Dewy Finish Spray, and you don't want to get your brush super saturated because that can ruin the eyeshadow and just how it looks, and it'll get too watered down. So I'm just going to take the brush and I'm going to spray about 2 sprays on the brush. So I'm going to take the eyeshadow, and what I do is I grab it on the side like this, put it on the side, pick it up on the other side, and then do it on the top, and I tap off any of the excess. I know some people put the brush like this and work their way down. It doesn't work like that for me. I don't know. I prefer doing it a different way. So what I like to do is I take the brush and I put it like this, and we're basically going to follow the line from our lash line. I have hooded eyes, so this piece of skin will come down over the winged liner, and this one's not as bad, but it still is like that. So I kind of have a trick. I wonder if I'll be able to show you guys, but we can try it out. So I just put the brush facing up, and I'm just going to draw a line towards my brow. Like that. And you'll see that it skips a little bit because of the piece of skin that I have there. But it's fine. So I do about halfway. I don't like my wings to be super big. So now that we have the line there, I'm going to just bring it straight down, but only to halfway of my eye. I don't like to do this look with the liner all the way to the inner corner because I have hooded eyes. Doing that can cover up your lid and make your eyes look smaller, so I only do it to about halfway. I'm gonna take the brush like this. If you want a sharper winged tip, you don't start right at the top of the wing. You kind of start maybe like a little bit below it, so that's what I'm going to do. I try to not tilt my head as much as possible, because when you tilt your head and draw the line and then you look straight back up, the line can look a little bit distorted, which is not what we want. We want it to look flattering, and a lot of people will tilt their head all the way back because it's flat and it's easier to fill in this way, but it is not the best way. It will just end up looking distorted and not suitable for your eye shape. And I'm trying to look straight in the mirror and okay, so my camera kind of cut off, but I just kind of went like this and dragged it to the middle of my eye, getting thinner and thinner. And then I'm gonna pick up a little bit more eyeshadow on the brush and fill in whatever is left. And that is what one wing looks like. It's super simple. Like, I didn't really think I needed to make a tutorial on it, but that is how I do the wing. It just takes practice, honestly. Like, as many people say that, it just takes practice. This eye is a little bit more difficult to do, so I'm going to try filming it on camera. Yeah, so I take the brush like this, start it about a little bit lower than the top of the wing, and I drag it down like this. So yeah, that is how I do my winged liner. You can obviously do this with any eyeshadow that you want, black, blue, yellow, green, whatever color you want, whatever color you have. This technique can work, but I really suggest that, you know, you just practice and it will take time. Just following your lash line, moving up towards the tail end of your brow, and you don't want it to look too like C-curved. You want it to look like a gradual line. I'm going to apply a mascara and lashes and I will come back. So I just finished applying everything and I was going to apply my lashes, but I wanted to show you what this look looks like without lashes. This is just mascara. So that is the completed look. I decided to opt out for lashes because I liked how this looked, you know, natural every day, and a lot of my looks consist of lashes, so I just wanted to keep this one simple, no lashes. I wanted to keep this more of like work appropriate, easy, beginner friendly, and a lot of people who go to work every day or are going to school or, you know, are beginners with beauty and makeup, they don't want to wear fake lashes. So I wanted to create this one that's just super simple, easy, straight to the point. That is how I do my easy everyday brown winged liner. Really, when you practice it, it takes no time at all. Maybe it takes me 15 seconds to do both eyes. It's really simple and quick. And yeah, if you guys want to try out my techniques or try out this brown liner, tag me on Instagram, again at Carla Alexandra Official. I would love to see it. All of the products that I used, like on my face, eyeshadow, tools, everything will be linked down below as they always are. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.